As we said before, some of the gases are lighter than air, some of the gases are heavier. When we come to the problem of combustible gases, it is rather dangerous when they are heavier than air, because they will travel downwards, they will collect in pits and cellars, they will collect down in your boat when your camping stove suddenly doesn't burn, and so on. So it might be interesting to see what happens if I now pour out propane into a beaker and pour it down a slope. And I'm now pouring the propane down this tube. And as you can see, it ignites all the way down and all the way back. What I'm now going to show to you is what the different mixtures can do and how small an energy we may also need just to set off the explosion. And here is a small vessel. It's a volume of about half a liter, and on one side you see there's an ordinary spark plug, so I can produce a spark inside, and to get higher energies working on the other side I have a coil which I can get to glow, so it will be some 100 degrees there and also much more heat capacity. Now I will put a lid, it's just a plastic lid, on that tube. So now it's closed and filled with air. What I can do now is I add, by means of this syringe, a certain quantity of combustible gas and try out what's happening, spark or coil. So now I'm taking this nozzle here, and here we have just only acetylene, and I'm taking the syringe and filling the syringe with 20 milliliter, adding this to my box, and just to get a good effect I take another one, and let's take a third one. So when I now empty this, I've got a mixture in there of 12% acetylene in air. Let's see what happens now if I press this handle and get the spark. Now for another test, we will take propane and we will just take one syringe. This are now 20 ml, 20 milliliters in half a liter of air. And now we will try the spark again. You see? Nothing happened. The spark was too weak, not much energy. But now I'm taking a little more energy and taking my coil. In the first stage we have to prevent leaks. If it comes to worse and we have a flame, we should try to stop it. We don't want more gas to enter the combustion area. This is propane gas at full pressure leaving a cylinder. Propane is in liquid state in these cylinders. As long as there is some liquid inside, we can take out gas. The pressure depending on ambient temperature. Now we are going to pour out some of that liquid into this bucket. The white mist you see is water condensing at the outskirts of the escaping gas, because the gas is rather cold. Now we have collected a suitable quantity within the bucket, and you can come and look at it. It is not boiling very much down there in the bucket because the temperature of the bucket itself now also is low. That the liquid is cold we can prove by immersing a flour. The liquid is not as cold as liquid nitrogen, but the temperature is sufficiently low to deep freeze the flour. We throw a burning mass into the bucket. The vapor liquid and now you see what happens if you throw water on top of it. That is exactly what happens to your deep frying oil if it catches fire on your stove. Instead of getting the fire out, you are spreading it over a wider area. Now we are turning the bucket over and emptying the rest of the liquid, and you see it converts to a large cloud of burning gas. Here is a demonstration of an efficient safety feature. When you are connecting your gas stove to the cylinder, you will use a pressure regulator. And this unit also incorporates a quick shutting valve. It senses sudden changes in gas flow. If you now here happen to burn your gas hose right through, the sudden pressure drop and the sudden increase in gas flow will entirely stop gas supply. Here you can hear the click. Now we have turned propane cylinders to lie flat, and now liquid is coming out. Again, the mist indicates the borderline of gas and water vapor. We try to find the gas phase here. Now all the gas burns and the rest of the liquid adds to the fire. Here we should realize that liquid propane turns into much gas. 2 liters of liquid will result in 1,000 liters of gas. Remember, never transport propane cylinders lying down. The safety valve will not be able to safely handle liquid. You will get an enormous amount of gas. Here again we have a flame of gas from the gas phase. The students are told how to extinguish the flame and also the importance of immediately closing the valve.